apparently, I am live right now. Hey guys, it's Sunday. I'm still not fully recovered and I've been doing stuff and I fancied a break and actually not looking at the computer screen itself, so I figured I'm gonna play with some hardware. And the hardware I'm gonna play with are some ESP adapters. Now if you follow me for some time, you know I've made a couple of these adapters to make programming ESPs 826601s. These are the one with the 8 pins, a little bit easier. And I thought I'm gonna utilize the fact that I've got another programmer, which is FTD1232, which a couple of pins, and I always have to use these cables and it's really annoying, so I thought I'm just gonna make a board that will combine functionality of these adapters with the fact that I can connect simply this, and then I'm gonna add switches and toggles to enable built-in flashes and resets. So that's what I'm gonna be doing, and if you want you can join me for the ride, as I'm gonna be just programming this and creating this and making some drawings, and then later soldering all together. So that's the plan for today. It's not a very complicated plan, but if you want to I don't know, tag along or learn anything out of it, feel free to join me. Figured I might as well just turn on the camera and follow along. So that's the plan. I hope you're all doing well. I see a couple of people watching, so hello again to you. And if you obviously during the live stream got any questions, feel free to ask the questions, talk to me, tell me what you're doing or what you're working on. Quite interested. And without further ado, I'm probably gonna start and designing some circuitry. I've got a couple of proto boards, I've got plenty of cables and some random switches that will help me. In the future, I'm actually planning to order a couple of these ESP boards. They're very cheap, though. You can get them for about $1.50, something like that. I know that like older generation, and there isn't more than a single use you can add to this board, which is in all fairness a bit of a waste of the attached chip. However, I've got a couple of plans with these, and I want to make it as cheap as possible, so I would be using only these pins with a single output pin and 2 pins available. So that's the plan, guys, and every good project needs a plan, and the plan needs to be us writing it, or maybe not even writing it, but drawing. So I've got a piece of paper with me on which I'm gonna make a design prototype. So I'm not 100% sure whether everything's gonna show mirrored or not, so just gonna start typing, and if it shows mirrored, I'm gonna flip it in the live stream so you could read my horrible writing. So the plan is to take this, which is a programmer, which is connect via mini USB, and connect this to a proto board. So instead of doing it through the breadboard, I want to have a board maybe like this and connect it to, so I could just simply slot that in. That has enough actually pins, so I might be using this board itself. So add some connectors and then route all the necessary cables and traces to ESP in here, and maybe add a button for reset, and maybe like a toggle for flash. So yeah, that should be it, and that way I won't be able to, I won't need to use these cables. So yeah, that's the plan. So let's map our pins first. So this is my FTD, and we can just do it this way. So I would know this is this thing. That's the easiest way of doing stuff, really. So we have it here, and this is FTD1232. No, I need to flip the image for you, so bear with me while I'm doing this. So what we need to do, we need to take this camera and flip it, make a mirror image. I hope this is the right one. Advanced settings, mirrored. Can I not do mirrored? Okay, Okay, ignore me. I'm gonna do it with some probably proper filters. Do I have a mirror? Flip vertically. No, I want flip horizontally. Filters. That's what I need, and that's audio video filters. Compressor, video display. I think no. Filters, effects. Image, render, scaling, scroll, sharpen, scaling, aspect ratio. Render delay, no. Crop, pad. Maybe? No. Anyone knows how to mirror the image? Maybe scaling. Let's have a look. Resolution, no. So don't need this. I thought I could control this with my camera settings, but for some reason it just doesn't let me. Let me just reopen the camera stream controls. Not sure why. Configure video again. So advanced settings and mirror. Mirror is not available. Interesting. No, I cannot mirror this. This is very bizarre. Okay, which means we're gonna put Google to work really quickly, and that's OBS because that's what I'm using. Mirror webcam. Should have prepared this, but I wasn't flipping cam. Okay, let's have a look. Software drivers. No. I honestly don't know how to do it. I only have an option to flip vertically, and obviously this is not what I want. And I can't do it, the driver doesn't let me do it, for whatever reason. Advanced settings. No, this is just not available at all. Okay. Unfortunately, guys, we're not going to do it. Right, so I'll try to make a color coding for you guys, and I think you're gonna figure it out anyway. So we've got a couple of pins here, and we have 1, 2, 3, 6 pins. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we need to label the pins, and I'm just gonna do it at the top. And this is DTR. Then we have RX. Then we have TX. Then we have VCC. Then we have CTS. And then we have ground. So that's our layout for this. Now the second thing that we're gonna need to mark this, what we need for this. And we have a nice kind of cheat sheet already printed here, so it's going to be very easy to lay out. And let me just trace it really quick. Let's do it black maybe. And we have 8. Now with these, there's a chip enable and the VCC that's going to be connected, and that's something I want to do, so I'm going to label them first. So probably I should be marking them this way because it's going to be easier for me later. So everything is reversed from here. So the VCC is here, and the chip enabled is 2 down. So this is this. So we need this connected on our board, and then quickly mark ground, which is opposite, and that should be black. That's great. And then we're gonna label the pins with blue, and that's our, if this is our ground, so this is 0, 0, 2. Next to 0, 2 is 0, 0. RX to TX, we're gonna do it a different color maybe. So in this corner opposite the ground we have RX, this is TX, and pin 16, which is also used for a reset. So that's blue. Let's just do it this way. 16. Also a reset. So that's good. Excuse me, I've still got a bit of a cold. Now, what we're gonna need? We're gonna need one toggle, and we're gonna need one button. Button is gonna be a push button at the momentary switch, and that's gonna be for the reset pin. So we're gonna be pulling reset pin to, if I remember, ground. Yes. So that reset goes to ground via push button. So let's start drawing this. So we know we're gonna be having this. We're gonna have a push button here, and that's gonna be going to ground. Now, another thing that we're going to do, we need a toggle switch, and that toggle switch is gonna be to ground as well, and that's from the 0, 0 pin. So we're gonna need this one. Let's go this way direction for now, and there's a momentary switch in here, or like toggle switch in here, and that goes grounds too. Now we also need these two to go to our power. So this is 3.3 volts, and 3.3 volts is 1 to 3rd one here. So that's going to be linking with this one. Now our ground is the last one here. So that's going to be linked with this one, and also with this one. Okay, now we need TX and RX connections, which are going to be opposite. So we've got RX, which is 2nd, and that's going to go to our TX. So this is this one from here, and goes to the 2nd one here. So TX goes here, like this, and this one goes like this. Okay, and that's pretty much everything we need to do. So let me find the toggle, and let me find the switch. It's a good question why I have them. Probably I have to move the camera slightly because I have no access to my shelf. Just switch the cameras for now for you, and let me just look for the necessary components, buttons. So I've got different buttons. Some time ago I bought these toggles, and that's going to be perfect for switching the flash mode. So let me just dig out one of them. I think there's a tape over this, yeah. We only need one. Like this, excellent, and I can close this. And we're also going to need a button, and let's check. It's going to be easy enough, and we need a button. And then we have a couple of buttons in here to pick from. We can have like a big button, and that's going to be just a reset, so I don't think that's going to be a very important button. So we're just going to use this standard tiny little bit button, so it wouldn't be easily pressed. And that's it. I could be fancy and use one of those toggle ones, something nice. I like the sound of that. Don't know if you can hear it. But for now, we're just gonna use this one. Cool. Excuse me, guys. Just warm, honestly. It's not nice. I've got some water with honey and lemon to kind of easy. And I have a proto board, which is 6 by a lot. By 27, 28, 20, no, 24, 26, because there's a full alphabet plus 2. So that's the board I've got. We're probably going to cut it shorter so it would kind of match. And I know we've got to get some sockets as well. I forgot about it. And I think I've got them somewhere in the box. Not here. Ah, like these. So we're going to need one which is 2x4 for the ESP. And one, oh, that's actually fell off. Interesting. Let's go back and let's put it back. Cool. And we're gonna need one for the 1x6 for the programmer. Come on. Okay, fixed it. So this has 4, and we need one row. Do I have a one row, or do I have to like modify something? I don't see a row ones. Probably should have ordered them, but that's fine. We can always modify. I'm just gonna check through my other boxes just to make sure I don't have any spares. No, I don't think so. So I'm gonna add them to my shopping list. There's nothing here. No. And that can go back. To move the camera a bit. You can see it on. Okay, and nothing here, nothing here. So we're gonna just reuse one which has 6. This one has 6. 1, 2, 3. This one has 7. And a little bit gentle. So we need a smaller than this one. I don't think I have a smaller than this one. This one have 4. Yeah, I think this is the smallest one I'm gonna have. Let's see if I can use this. And if that's gonna fit. Yeah, it will. So that's the plan basically. And I'm gonna obviously cut it in half so I wouldn't use the other half. So I'm gonna use one of these. And one of these for ESPs. Like that. And that's pretty much all the components required for this project. Plus obviously some solder, some cables, and that's it. It's going to be very easy to program these tiny little things. So we have this. Now let's kind of figure out our schematic to make it easy. So like I said, if you have any questions, you know, etc., just do let me know. I'm trying to kind of figure out the layout of this. So on one side we're gonna have this, and that's gonna be very easy. That's gonna be here, and that's for sure. Now we have 6 traces to go, and we have to kind of connect them to. I need to limit this to 6 as well, so in a bit of a cutting there. So let me just start with a basic cut job. I need to trim this a little bit and try to make it as pretty as possible. Don't have a Dremel. No, actually I have a Dremel, I could use it. I thought it's in a garage, but it's okay. So we have this, and I still need to get rid of one pin because it's a 1 pin too big. And I need to be very gentle because I don't want to damage the next possible. Oh, that was quite easy actually. We went on flying somewhere. But basically I didn't want to damage the second slot. I'm just trying to square off the edges here a little bit to make it nice. Okay, so now we have 6, and that's gonna basically slot in here like that. And probably shouldn't, yeah, like this, and then we'll be able to program it easier. Okay, so we've got this, and that's gonna go on this side. Now these traces can go, but I know at some point they're gonna cross as well, which is gonna be a little bit uncomfortable. And now we can figure out whether it's gonna be better for us to orient this sideways or that way. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I just need to draw this to kind of have a better understanding. So we're gonna have 6 traces, and then we're gonna have 8 here. Now order doesn't matter as long as they're in the same kind of. So that's our VCC. I know it should be red, but it doesn't matter for now. That's our ground. So VCC is third, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is VCC, and it should go to this one. And it's also connecting these two, which ties this pin in here. Now this is our ground, and that's gonna simply connect this like this. That's gonna be easy because it's gonna be on external. So we know already the ground's gonna go on the outside, and it's not going to be touching anything else. Now this pin is not in use, and this pin is not in use. So we have kind of two traces. And now this is RX and TX. So this, whatever it is, it's gonna go on the outside, and it's gonna connect to the appropriate pin. So according to my schematics, this would be RX, X, TX. So that goes like this, and RX in this layout would have been to TX, which is not like this. Next to the ground we have, okay, so that's TX, yes, TX, RX, yeah, okay. So yeah, okay, we can do this. So that would go like this. We're not going to cross this, and we need to cross in here somehow. So one's gonna go on the surface, one's gonna go on below. So that's gonna go like this, and we have everything that we need to read serial. Now to flash, we still have to do another things. We need to have a button, and we need to have a switch, and these are on this, not on the same way. So we have a reset that kind of goes, this is a flash, so that should be connected to ground through these. So I should kind of have the button in this toggle in here like this, and this is the reset one that needs to be grounded by the bottom, and that's going to be difficult because it's in a really awkward position. So that's going to go at the bottom. I think we're just going to run it at the bottom like this, and then run it on the surface and connect it here, and those two gonna go at the bottom. I think that's the easiest way of doing it if we're gonna do it sideways. Now, will that make it easy if we're gonna do it this way? Let's have a look. Now I'm limited because obviously I can only have 2 layers, one this one and one this one, so I need to be really careful. So let's see if I can do it better all the way around. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're gonna do it this way. Okay, and that's gonna be easiest to mark. So we have this one, this one. This one. Now RX and TX, TX, RX. Okay. So again, ground we can do on the outside. That's our ground. Then we power. Now that's gonna be already difficult. So that needs to be connected here. Yeah, this one's gonna be much easier. Right, so we've got a layout. Now we have to figure out that, well, now we have to start soldering. Hi Charlie, how are you doing? Okay, we're gonna need a couple of cables definitely to do a couple of bypasses, and we're gonna start with the easy job. So let me take out my soldering iron. That's gonna be needed. I'm probably gonna need a third hand. I'm gonna need a little bit of a soldering. Metal, and we can start doing. I'm gonna cut the board later. In theory I could make the wider. Let me just have a look at the wider boards and see if there is any reason I should stick to this one, because I have a board like this as well, so this is much wider, and it's probably gonna give me a couple of spare traces. Maybe it's not a, because I'm not that bothered with the size really. Maybe I should do it on the wider. What do you think, guys? Should I do it on the wider one? It'll give me a couple of lanes in here, which I could kind of spread the. Yeah, let's do it on the wider. If I really want to, then I can design a little bit better one and make it smaller, right? That way I can kind of fit the button in here and another one here, and you know, something along these lines. So we know we're gonna start with this one, and just gonna straight on in the middle, like this. So let's do this. I need to turn on my soldering iron. Can I just do it by hand probably? And the iron is set to 370, which might be a little bit too hot, but it shouldn't be really. Okay. Now we need to align it. That should do it. And let's fill the rest. I just want to make sure this is kind of oriented like 90 degrees without any what's it called, you know, without any angle. And if I gonna grab two of them, then it's gonna be easier later to do it without holding. Yeah, that's more or less ready, and I can fill in the rest now. So let's do this. Just making sure there's no loose solder. So all the holes are nicely filled. Yeah, looks nice. Okay, so we have this done. Let me just kill the smoke absorber so it wouldn't make any noise. Let's test. We're gonna be sticking probably this way, because that's gonna matter. And that's gonna be easy programming, isn't it? No need for any cables. Right. So I know that if we're gonna, this is important thing. Maybe we should stick this way. That way we might have access to these pins, and it's gonna be easier to do the jumper. So if we're gonna maybe do it this way. Yeah, I think so. Because if you're gonna do it this way, then maybe. Yeah, if you're gonna run the cables or something, yeah, I think it's much better now. Just that way. So we're gonna need a button which is linked to the ground, and we're gonna need this switch which is linked to the ground, and they cannot be on the same rail. So if we're gonna do it that way, then the ground is on this side. So this one straight up, we can have it just here. That's not a problem, because it's, yeah, I think, and that's, let's see if that's gonna disturb it in any way. We're gonna move it a couple of dots. So when I plug this in, I want to have access to the switch. Yeah, I can switch it without any problems, so it can be here without a, yeah, cool. And I'm just gonna turn it around. What was it? What was it here, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so we can solder it here in this position. Cool. If you're gonna have any, suggestions or something, just do type them on the chat. So a little bit of a solder again. Right. It sits there right, but I just need to fill in the holes properly. Cool. So that's done. Now, and our button probably should be on this side as well, because it's gonna be grounding as well. Now, the break is between these two, so one needs to be touching ground, one needs to be touching our reset pin. So it's probably somewhere like something like this. Probably should have do the button first and this way. Now I have to make a small bypass, but that's not a problem really. Unless where do I want to button? The perfect button would be here, and I think I'm just gonna do it on the other side, just for the convenience of use, and then I'm gonna just run the cables. I think that's gonna be smarter. That way I just don't have to worry about stuff. And TX is from second, so yeah, it's gonna be fine. Just gonna make myself a little bit more space, and I'm gonna put it here. So just gonna press the button in, so it would sit nicely, and then I'm gonna solder the ends like the button. My button doesn't want to sit nicely. Oh, like this. Smoke absorber. Come on. And that's done. So you have a nice button for reset, and we have a flash on and off. So flashing is on, so you have to just turn it on, and no flash, it's down. That's it. Now we need a socket, and we agreed that socket's going to be sideways. Now it's important later to mark which way we're going to put ESP in, because obviously if you're going to do it one way, it's not going to work than the other way. And it actually looks like I've used these before, so I need to be really careful when soldering, because they're kind of moving. But once they inside the board, it should be fine. So initial configuration doesn't matter. You can just slide them like this. Can I just find a new one, because this one has a little bit used pins. Here it is. They're actually 5, which means I would need to trim them. That's okay. I'm gonna cut it later. So I'm just gonna add it like this. Maybe this side. Yeah, that should give me enough. And I'm not going to use last, so they need to be cut off. So cut off, I can just fill them in, it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to solder that in, probably here, and that's gonna go sideways. So to kind of recognize which sideways I should go, I'm just gonna put it on slightly on this side, and then all I have to do is just put this one like this. That way I have a kind of visual representation which way I should put it, and I can just mark the way in here. Yeah, that should work. So let me twist this, and I'm gonna start filling the holes. It's gonna be very difficult to make the first one, actually. Or maybe not. Okay, it is in now. So I can just use my third hand and complete the soldering job. Come on. No, it's gonna be quick now. Once you fitted one of the pins and it stays in place, it's really easy just to fill everything in, providing you have a good soldering iron. Right, soldering done for this. So the plan is, let's test everything out. I'm gonna cover 2 holes, so don't worry about this. You know, it's one more than needed. So let's go like this, and let's go like this. And at this point, I'm gonna take a picture because I'm gonna make a tutorial out of it, guys. So you might have a small introduction to how to make stuff, and one of the ways I take pictures is with my super extra attachment for my phone, which I made, which is like a $2 macro. So I'm gonna remove these for now, and that's gonna show the orientation. Yeah, that should do. And we're gonna take a picture with components in as well. It's gonna make a nice step. not using this one. So right. Okay, cool. So we have this step done. Now we need to run traces, and we're gonna use some wires according to schematics that we have in here. So that's exciting. So first of all, to remove the not necessary things. I know that the tweezer is gonna be needed. This I can just clean up. Always keep stuff tidy, otherwise we'll never find anything. And we're gonna need some wire, and I'm using these wires are pretty good because I have some insulation if I want to cross them as well. So yeah, they're gonna work. And I sometimes just sacrifice my ends from the resistors and stuff. And some soldering iron. Right. First things first, let's figure out which ones we need. So I'm gonna make a reference guide so I would know exactly which way I'm gonna position everything, and triple check everything. So first one on this one is a ground, so we have a ground. Then we have not in use. Then we have VCC. Then we have TX and RX. And then we have not in use. Okay. Right, now on this side we're gonna be putting it this way. So on this side we're gonna have these ones. Okay, I made a mistake actually, because it's gonna be better to put it this way because of the location of the ground. Well, let me have a look if I can just realign everything. Because the ground will be here, and yeah, so we're gonna be putting this way. That's okay, it doesn't matter really as long as we're planning right now. Because we can have like a hookup guide in here, and then that way we can, yeah, that will work. That's fine. I'm not panicking yet. So let's mark the reference. We're gonna do it from the top or from the bottom. Okay. So we need, on this side it's gonna be ground 0200 RX. So ground 0200 and then RX, and on this side we're gonna have a VCC at the bottom, then chip enable, and takes on the top, and reset 16 or reset in here. Okay, so that's how we're gonna work our connection. Right, it's much better to kind of check multiple times to make sure you're doing it right. Okay, so because we're not going to use the last two, I'm gonna block them off later. We're gonna be working from the second one down. So that's gonna go all the way to the side and connect to this, and this one's connecting here. And we can do this on underneath. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I've got this. So just a quick reference sketch so I would know how to plan this out. So we have a ground and it's gonna go like this. Then we have a 0, 0, which is gonna be connected like this through a switch to a common ground. Then we have Rx, which is gonna go from this side, and this is not in use for our purposes. Now on the other side we have a button, and the button is going to be connected like this, and on the surface we're gonna do, on the top one we're gonna do power rail. It's gonna connect like this and it's gonna go to the power, and then at the bottom we're gonna have to cross this because there's no other way. But yeah, this is takes, yeah, so it's gonna go like this, and here it's gonna be terminating like this, and that's gonna be terminating third, and that's gonna be terminating as a ground, so just like this, and this one's ground as well. And probably I should use the resistor, but it should be alright. And that needs to go and connect to the ground as well. So we have to bridge it somewhere with here, like this. Alright, we know what we're doing. So let's start cutting the cables. Let's color code them as well, because why not? Okay. Why do we have them out? Could need some tweezers, and tweezers here, but I need something to cut. Where's my cutting tool? Here. Right. So let's do the ground loop from these ones first. So it's going to be going from this, and we said we're going to do it at the bottom, so it's going to be like this and all the way to there. Okay, that's easy enough. And both solder. Raise the temperature a little bit because it was a little bit too low. So that's gonna go all the way from here and connect with this one. just bridge it with done. And let's connect here, so let's keep the cable like this. Actually, I've got cold solder here. I'm gonna correct the lights and let's just strip the end first. Okay. That should do. I need to connect it to the first switch. I'm gonna add a little bit of solder to make the connection easy, and I kind of need to reorientate it for me. Hope you all can see what I'm doing. To bend this slightly. Oh, like this. Excellent, done. Done, dusted. And snip the end. Alright, and that goes to the ground, which is on here. So we just need a piece of wire. That connects to ground. But to make things a little bit easier later, I think I'm gonna connect it next, and then I'm gonna run it to the switch, because that's gonna terminate the button as well in a second. So let's do this. Let's connect it next and then bridge it over. Cool. And then let's try to bridge it. And that's bridged. And then let's cut it to size and connect it to our ground pin. And I'll do it. And then we can run the bottom pins in here to connect here. I should probably take our probe ends until it's just a connection as well. So this one goes quiet, and let's check our probe. So yeah, what's up guys with you? What are you doing on Sundays? Because apparently I do this. because I've been working on some code for perfect notifications for auto notification. Because I figured another way of passing the notification, which is a big improvement from my previous way, and that's something I'm going to be sharing with you tomorrow. But before I was able to actually shoot the video, I wanted to take a break because I was too tired, and you can easily tell when I'm tired on the video, and it's not pretty. So let's test the connection. We should have from here to here should be nothing until we do this. Yeah, it's done. Actually, I should test from here to here, but I don't think I can get inside, all the way inside. I can do it like this. Yeah, cool. Let's do the button, and before we do the button, let me just remember which one was it, because I never remember these buttons. It's these ones too, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. Come on. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So we need to bridge this one and this one here. Do we have a cross as well? Or? Yes, okay. So this one, this one, this one, this one, this one's here. Okay. So we need another piece of wire. And we're gonna hook it up to a bottom and then to a ground. Probably gonna need a little bit of solder. So that's our reset connector. And let's bend the cable slightly. And it's going to connect. So extract some fumes. Ah, I thought that was soldering. And that should do our button. So when we now probe the button from here to here, yep, we have a connector. So we have a button and we have a toggle sorted. Now we have to lead this to a socket, the button, and let's have a look which one we should do next. And I think we should do the power next, maybe, and it's going to be on the top. So power is the third one on the 1, 2, 3, fourth one on the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 0, 5. It's our power. And how we're gonna do it is we're gonna stab it with a wire. Like this. And 0, 5. Let's just bend the cable so it wouldn't escape. Come on. And let's fix it, and then we have to split it into two for chip enable and VCC. Now we have it hooked up, or I need to bridge it with the socket. Now do. Trim the end. Cool. And we need to run it on the surface and dip it into the right hole. So this is a hole number 2 and 4. So let's go to number 4, maybe. Should we just like bend it maybe? No, let's do it separate. So I need to cut it somewhere here. Then we need to bend it. And we also should remove some insulation. And there's nothing better than a nail clipper, I guess, to do this. Just need to be gentle with the nail clipper. And we're gonna remove a little bit of insulation from excellent. And then just slot it to number 4. And leave some space, like this. That should work. But before we're gonna do anything else, just gonna take a tiny little bit of bridge. Let's see. Yeah, that'll work. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna link the number 4 and number 2. So probably need to cut it to size. Yeah, so let's trim this a little bit. How long is it supposed to be? Probably somewhere here. Then get rid of the isolation, and we're gonna link both, because chip enable needs to be pulled high anyway, constantly. So we're not going to need this as a separate connection. Right, and now I should be able to push this through on both ends, then the socket 4 and the socket 2. Let's hope so. Excuse me. Yeah. Can I not fit both of them? It'd be nice if I could fit both of them, but I don't think I can. Which means we'll have to do it on the surface. I'll give it another go, just to make sure I can't. It looked like I should be able to push 2 cables in. Come on. Oh, it went flying. Come on. It's actually getting warm in here. I think my computer is just producing a lot of heat right now, and I should take off my jump. It's literally like so close, but I can't fit it. I don't think I will be able to push 2 cables in a single hole, which means I'm gonna have to do it surface solder. It's one more try. If not, I'm gonna do it on the surface. It's fine. Yeah, okay. We're just gonna do it on the surface. So I'm not going to do it yet because we still have to access the reset pin, and we're gonna do it from the top. So while that's gonna wait for us, we're just gonna do the reset pin first, and then we're gonna lap over it. That's the plan. Which means more cable. Seen some cable here. and let's hook it up to the reset pin. I don't have to bend it, just secure it. And the reset pin supposed to be this one. Can I just like this one? That's gonna be very difficult to do because I need the third hand. Come on. Just grab it. Just enough to. Yay! Okay. So that's done, and that's gonna go on the other side. It's gonna go to our bottom, to the edge one. So it's gonna go like here to the edge. We're just gonna grab this one. So I need to trim it, strip it, and then connect it. Easy enough. Just let me feed some solder first, so I could have a spare, and then grab the cable, and not to burn myself in the process, because otherwise it's going to be embarrassing. Okay, I kind of have to grab it a little bit better with this. Come here, my third arm. Cooperate with me, please. Okay, that should be better. Excellent. That's easy enough and connected at the bottom. I've left a tiny little bit in purpose. It's a little bit longer so I could bend it and connect it together, which I'm going to do now. I just need to bend it towards the pins and then bridge the gap with solder. Easy enough. Right. Come on. Yeah, it's bridged. And now I can do the bypass, so let's do the power one first. Or maybe let's do the soldering one. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think we're gonna do this one first. So I was going over the I just need to push it through the correct holes. From this side, maybe we should do it. Yeah, we're gonna do it from the bottom, I think, and then solder it. Okay, so we're gonna do it like this, and then we're gonna solder it from the top. Connect both of them. Yeah, that's gonna work. And we need to bridge these two pins, making sure that the reset pin isn't affected. Now this is easier than done. However, I have a tiny little piece of wire left, which I'm going to use to actually bridge this connection a little bit better, because I'm worried that the solder is gonna spill. Just gonna solder this wire into the Okay, never mind. I'll try to bridge them first, see what happens. No, doesn't want to bridge nicely. It's too far. Oh, yeah, so one's done. And so I need the second one. Come on, just bridge. Ah, excellent. Not that bad with that soldering iron. Then now, since they are two bridged, all I have to do is just connect one of them, which is down here, to the power. And the cable is already waiting. All I have to do is just kind of move it in a position and grab enough solder. Should be actually easier to do it on this wire, but let's see. Yeah, probably it's going to be easier on this wire. So I'm just going to move this cable around a little bit. And just kind of just tap a little bit of the solder there so it would just stick together. Come on, I know you want it. Okay, now I should have a complete power rail. And let's see if I have a power there. So from here, I should have it here. Excellent, that's done. Now we need TX, RX, and we're done. So let me just flatten this cable gently, so you wouldn't kind of get in the way of anything. Like this. Excuse me, let me just get some water. And remove the jumper because it's really, really hot. I'm trying to keep warm because, like I said, I've been ill. You can tell from my voice. Okay, so we need RX and TX. And let me have a look, what was the plan? So on our schematic, the RX starts as a second on this side, right? And you need to go to the TX, which is here. So that's easy because it goes all the way there. So I can do it just from here all the way here. So let's do this. Is this cable long enough? Yeah, just about. So we can do it. Which got me thinking, which side is it? Hold on guys, because I don't want to make a mistake. This is complicated. So it's ground connected, RX is here, TX. We made a mistake. Guys, we made a mistake. I made a mistake. You didn't make a mistake. Just verifying my mistake. Oh no, I actually didn't make a mistake. I made a mistake on here on the paper. I didn't make a No, hold on a second. Hold on a second, because I'm really confused right now. I honestly don't remember how we wanted. We agreed that's gonna go this way, right? So let me have a look. So what we have in here is we've agreed on this configuration apparently, because on the second pin we have power, then we have a reset, then we have enable, and then we have a TX being here, which means we have to resolder the ground because I've counted from the other way around. So I need to move the ground one more. That's why I've made wrong. Okay. I have just enough slack to do it, which is nice. So let's correct this while I have idea what I'm doing. So I need to desolder the wire. And the connector. That was easy. And just stretch the cable just a tiny little bit further. Come on. I'm actually stripping all the, what's it called? Isolation, which means I'm not going to use this cable. I'm just going to desolder it and solder a new cable, because I don't want to, you know, run in the shorts. That's fine. I'm just gonna use this cable. So you're gonna strip it from one side. Come on, bend it slightly. And we're gonna connect this here to this one and here, so we have enough. Okay. So let me just cut this to size somewhere here. Strip it. And then just bend the cable again. Now we can use it. So that's our ground redone where it's supposed to be. This, and it's supposed to be touching ground, which is here. Actually, I don't need it bent, I need it straight. Fixed. Okay, so we can run TX, and TX was opposite the ground. Oh yeah, we need to connect it first, or bridge it, because I've not bridged it yet. Come on. It's cable bridged, and we need to connect TX. So we need another cable. Oh, let's take a yellow one, maybe orange one, why not? And it's gonna go here. It's going here, need to be bridged with the last one. Done. And that's need to be run to, let's count this. So this is our TX goes to RX, which is the second one. So 07. Yeah, 07. Okay. So let's bend this nicely and connect it to 07, which is here. Cut this strip slightly, and then we can connect it. Alright, so what I'm making, guys, I'll type that in on the screen. So this is ESP8266 flash adapter, and it will let me use FTD1232 with ESP826601 without cables. That's what I'm doing. So basically one of these, but it requires a couple of pins and a couple of jumping wires, so I could connect to one of these that I've made earlier. But I'm not going to have to use the breadboard like I did previously, where I would basically take this, you know, like that, and then ESP, ESPs, come here. So previously I had to do it like this, and then plug that either like this and then connect the cables, or connect the cables, oh, I'm skewing this, or connect the cables from here to the board. So it's really annoying. And this way I can just stick this, plug into the cable, done. That's what I'm making. And I'm really just having fun. This is really relaxing. I don't know about you guys, but I find stuff like that really relaxing. It's just one way of spending the Sunday. And we said 07, right? Right, someone's confirm it. Okay, let me just add a little bit of solder. Okay. And lastly, we need our TRX, which goes here. I know where it goes because it goes exactly opposite direction. Is this enough? This is short anyway, doesn't matter, so I'm gonna take a new one. This should be enough. So I need to bridge this one and this one here, which is just barely enough. I need the longer one. Come here, yellow one. So I need to do this one here. And some soldering to be done. Excellent. Then I should bridge it straight away, because why not? Done. And we should cut it to size and connect it next. So cut it to somewhere here. Strip. And we're nearly done, guys. We're nearly done. I'm super excited. Because I don't know if you know Amazon Dash, and you know these buttons, right? They're broken. Not the buttons itself, but apparently Amazon has updated the firmware and they no longer work with Node-RED. And I'm kind of sick of this cat and mouse game, so I'm gonna make a couple of my own buttons. And surprise, surprise, they're gonna be made from ESP8266, and I want to make them as cheap as possible. And well, yeah, and I know I'm gonna be flashing these a lot, so since I'm gonna be playing with these, why not to make a proper adapter? It only takes, what is it, 1 hour 24 minutes right now with a couple of mistakes. So if you know what you're doing and you can you know, use some files to actually someone designed, and only soldering needs to be done, then it should be it should take you about 40 minutes of soldering to get this done. And I need to just swap the orientation of the board. By the way, try not to solder when you have a board like this, because you might fry it if you're not quick enough. And that's 06 next to the previous one. No, didn't count. Huh. For some reason I cannot solder these together. Come on. That's the one. That's the spirit. So, I think we are done. And just remove unnecessary bits because there's some cables sticking out. That's slightly too long and cause the risk of shorting something. We need to still block the top two and write instructions which way. So this is a reset. This is a flash. And apparently we I know I made a mistake. Did I make a mistake? Yes, I made a mistake. Okay, so the entire problem with this is that I'm using a fifth the 5-hole socket, not 4, and I keep forgetting which one I'm gonna block out. So I just have to quickly rethink. We did, I think, from the top, wasn't it? Yeah, we did from the top. So this one should be reaching to the second one, not the first one. Which means all I have to do is just to bridge those two. So that's not a big fix, and that's what I'm gonna do. Forgot. Okay, never mind. All I have to do is just bridge these two like this. Done. Now we need to test everything, that it connects to the correct stuff. So our original instructions, and we're gonna be putting this way. So once this is thick, let's start playing. Let's take one of these, and we're going from the top, the bottom one on active. So we should have connection to ground with this one. This is ground, and we'll just touch this. Nah, I need to grab this correctly. Make sure I'm not shorting it with anything. So this is ground, and ground is one of these. Okay. Now VCC is the third one, and since the ground was here, the VCC is here and here. Okay. Now next one is TX. Okay. And next one is RX. Yeah. Alright. Everything's working, guys. So we should give it a test. And the easiest way to do it is just run a blink sketch. So let me just clean the workstation slightly, and let's make a test. Alright, I'm back to main camera. Hi. Some water. So I'll give you a last overview. So that's how it looks, and basically you connect your USB cable here, which I'm gonna pull out in a second. You plug your thingy here, that orientation up. I'm gonna be masking this in a second, so we're gonna add a piece of board in here to make it look a little bit neater and mark everything so I don't make a mistake. And then I gotta block those two holes that are not in use. And this is a reset, and this is flash mode on and off. So, well, since before we start adding the graphical interface, let me grab a cable and let me try this. So I need is a cable, and it's a good idea to know where you put your cables. I believe I have a cable in here somewhere. Yes, I have. And how to do it? Should I just I'll do it on the laptop then. So let me just get you extra camera so you can see what's happening. Seen the camera, this video capture device exists in situ. Oh, that way you can see what's going on. Yeah, so right now when I connect this, it should be powered on. I don't know if there is any sketch on it or not, but we're gonna wipe it. So let's take a look. Right? Is it? Come on. Definitely stick it correctly. Yeah, looks. Okay, it might not be just flashed, and that's why it's not doing anything. So let's go into flash mode. Oh, now it's doing something cool. So flash mode, this is reset. Yeah, I can see that the reset blinks. I don't know if you can see the blinks. Let me just try to do it this. We should see the blue blink. So reset is working. And let's flash something with it. Now let me just open Arduino. And we're just gonna flash simple blink sketch. And if the simple blink sketch works, then yeah, I can make a small user interface. So file, open, sketchbook, examples, ESP8266, blink. Let's configure our port. 6 configured, all done. Sounds like a plan. Upload the code. It's compiling. In a moment it should start blinking. It's still compiling the sketch. Yep, it's uploading the code. Let's have a look. Okay, failed to read. Okay, just fine. That could be just a reset thing. And let's do it again. Come on. You can do it. No, it's not reading. Okay, let me just check RX and TX, because that's usually why this is not correct. So RX was from orange, and that's connected to here, which is TX. That's correct. Now this one is second. Yeah, it's my no, hold on. No, it's correct. TX is yellow, and that connects to this one, which is on this side, which is on this line. I'm so confused when I have to flip things over. It really confuses me. Again, Rx is in here orange, and that goes in here. That Rx, and that goes Tx, and Rx is here, and that goes to Tx. So that's correct. Now, flash is enabled, so you need to be pulled low, so that's on. And let's just check if the ground is correctly applied. So ground is on this side. It's okay. It looks like it's soldered. Did we forget to bridge anything? What's the second one? It's GPR2. Oh, we forgot to actually solder one thing. We forgot to solder the cable from 02 to ground, and that's why it's not working. So let's quickly fix this. We've got everything else, so it's gonna be just a moment, but that's why it wasn't working. I completely forgot about this. So ground is, sorry, 02 is, this is Rx, and this is 02, so from here. So let's get some solder. Oh, put it in the wrong one, come on. Don't make a mistake now, 02 is here. Okay, that's done. We need to bridge. Okay, and we just need to connect it to this junction here for the ground, right? Yes. Completely forgot about this one, guys. I was surprised that that didn't work. Where's my clippers? Yeah. Actually removed a bit of wire there, which is not ideal because now it's slightly too short. Let's see if I can bridge this. Come on, you can do this. No. Where is my tweezers? I'm gonna solder it a little bit short and then just bridge the next pin. I can't grab this. So uncomfortable. Ah. And now I need to just bridge this junction here. Ah, almost there. So. Come on. That should do the job. Let's visually inspect my shoddy soldering job on this. Yeah, okay. Let's try it again. this. Power it up, no problems. Remove all the metals. You can see this, guys. Yes, you can see it. Okay, so I fixed the problem here, and we can compose it again. But I'll just reset the board, and now it should flash the blink sketch without any problems. It's still compiling. Can I do like this for you guys? Yeah, it's flashing. We should see this blinking. It's uploading the sketch right now. Yeah, it's working. Excellent. And it's waiting for the third line, and it's gonna be flashed in a second. Done uploading, and it should start blinking in a second. The blink interval is 1 to 2 seconds. Okay, so let's reset. Let's disable the flash mode, and let's reset. Ooh. Okay, that should not happen. So what have I missed? Because if I gonna it's on. I know what I did wrong. I did something wrong again. So as you can see, yellow cable and green cable should be swapped around. This one should be going here, this one should be going to switch, because right now I wired the ground to a switch, not the GPIO. Yeah. How did I miss this? It's correctly written in here on this schematics, and I did this other way around, so I'm just gonna swap this for you guys again. I'm so embarrassed right now, because it should not happen this way. God darn. This is so obvious. I should not be missing this. So I'm just gonna replace just 2 cables, and that's it. Just gonna have to use new cables anyway. So let me just strip this one quick. I can't believe I just got those two confused. It's gonna be more than enough. So we need to remove the ground cable. And unsolder this one, which is easy enough. Now we need to move this one back to the switch, which is here. And so we need to make it a little bit shorter, like so, and strip it tiny little bit. I want to save myself a bit of soldering. So yeah, always triple check everything. If you don't, you're gonna end up with mistakes like me. And obviously I've made mistakes. Okay, the cable's nearly ready to be soldered to this. I'm just gonna treat it with heat. And then let's add a little bit of solder. That's done, and all we need to do is do the ground wire again. Oh, so here, and that goes all the way to the ground, bypassing the switch, so it's here. And we're done for now, I think. Right. That should work now. I know I said that like 10 times already, but this should work. So if we're gonna connect it now, like this, it should start blinking. Yeah, it's connected right now, even though this was not on. Let's reset. We probably need to define internal blink in a sketch. So if we want to flash it now, we just have to flip this one, and this is in a flash mode, and it should be flashing, but it's, for some reason it's not flashing. But let's just push the code. I know the code's gonna be working. So let's reset this, and I should be able to flash it now. It's compiling. And now it's uploading the code, and yeah, it's blinking. So can I just do cheat and do this? Can you see this like this? Where is it? Here. Oh, you can see it blinking a little bit better. But it's definitely uploading. I can see it's blinking. So it's uploading the code, and nearly done. Yeah, it's finished uploading now. So now all I have to do is just exit the flash mode, is just turn off the flash mode, reset, and it's done. And it's not blinking for some reason, because I don't think the blink LED is defined, but I'm just going to push another example, which is ESP8266. Where is the Wi-Fi, and we just want to small access point. That'll do. And ESP adapter. Okay, and let's flash this instead. So we need to enable the flash mode, reset the pin, and push the code. And after that, I should be able to see additional Wi-Fi available, which is the ESP adapter. Which I'm going to be looking for in a second. So my Wi-Fi is connected. This is still compiling. Just gonna wait for this to compile. I'm just using like a default sketch, so we'll see what happens. Right, a couple of, and the last step's gonna be just gonna put a small piece of paper around it, cut everything, and so I would know, and glue it to the board, so I would know which direction I should enter and which pins I should not use it. But if I had a 4-pin socket instead of 5-pin, or just take out the Dremel and drill it out, then obviously I wouldn't have that much of a problem, because I wouldn't end up with 2 extra pins for that. Okay, it's uploading the code now, right now, and in a second I should be able to see the Wi-Fi. And done uploading. So let's turn off the flash mode, reset, and now I should be able to find some ESP adapter. ESP adapter is here. We can see it. Missed it. Come on. ESP adapter is here. So yeah, it works. congratulations to me, after so many mistakes, I ended up with a correct flash adapter. So all it needs is just a little bit of a hot glue on both ends and some piece of paper that's gonna cover it. And the best way I figured out, like I think I'm gonna do it the same way like I did with this one. So basically what I have is a piece of paper that's cut to size with some description, put over the PCB, and then hot glue all around just to make it stick and cover all the wires and stuff. So yeah, that's the adapter for you guys. Don't know if you want to see me cutting it or not. Before I do this, I'm just gonna block off all the bottom ones. Should I be naughty and just burn them, or should I just put something in them, like a wire? All I need to do is really block them, so I wouldn't end up sticking anything in there. Just thinking about anything I could use to do it. No, I can just seal them with a super glue. Actually, yeah, I think I'm just gonna seal them with super glue. It's the easiest solution. So I've got a little bit of super glue here, and then just gonna seal it. Ta-da! That way I can't put anything inside. And I have one thing to cut in here from off, because it's sticking out. This one's gonna need a little bit more glue. Right, this way I'm not going to use this. Now, okay, once this is dry, it's going to be blocked, and I won't be able to put anything inside. So I need a piece of paper, because in time I'm gonna forget about the directions, which means I'm gonna get a cardboard, which I've got plenty of, because I keep all the boxes, like from all the stuff. So what I need to do is just trace this. Then cut it out. And that's going to be a bottom side. Because you don't want any like cables and anything be on underneath it, because if it accidentally touches something it's not supposed to, it shortens it, can actually damage your board, and that very simple fix will do it. Excuse me. So that's gonna go for the bottom one, like this. Hot glue will kind of level it and keep it flat. Let me have a look and see if I've got hot glue gun in here, or is it in again? Oh, I've got it here, so I can do it. So let me connect the hot glue gun. So in a few moments I'll be able to hot glue this, and that way there'll be lesser risk that something's gonna be damaged. So that's the adapter, and the same we're gonna do on the top. Gonna cut the holes for the important bits and describe them, and that way I'll know in like a year or so if I still gonna use this adapter, which way to put stuff in and which way to use it, because I know for sure I'm gonna forget this. Oh. My voice is breaking. Okay, let's try this. Is it hot? Yeah, it's getting hot. It's not hot enough yet. So yeah, if you want to buy these like I said, you can actually get them for less than $2, I think now. So they're good, like, you know, this is a justification to use a single one with a single project. So I actually have a list of different ESP devices with like a small shields, which are quite interesting. I might order them at some point. Are we working yet? It's taking ages, this gun. Probably have to buy like a proper gun. Something cheap. It doesn't want to stand because the cable is too thick as well, so my 3D printer stand or something once I get 3D printer. Oh, did I mention I'm gonna get 3D printer soon? So yeah, a little bit more time. Actually, I can spend this time while waiting. I can spend this time on cutting the second one. Where did I put this box? There, here. So let me trace another one. Quickly, I'm gonna kind of do it off the camera because this one is just heating up, so you know how I did this. So there's not going to be any surprises. Scissors. And then in this one I'll have to just mark off the bits we have. Okay, the glue is now hot. So we can glue this stuff. Plenty of glue, it's kind of level. Since glue doesn't let anything in, we can use it to isolate stuff. Okay, that should be plenty. And let's put this, and let's just stick it flat. Nice. Excellent. I'll trim it later, so excess paper and stuff doesn't matter yet. I'm gonna trim it before I do the top layer. And on the top layer, which I put somewhere. Where did I put this? Ugh. Like seriously, I just cut it out. Where did I put this? Oh. Anyone? Has anyone on chat seen where did I put this? Well, I can't believe I tossed this. I'm blind, it's not underneath it, no. Wow. Anyone on chat maybe see it? Oh dear. I literally just had it in my hands. Oh. Come on. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's in the color. To my defense, this is the same color as the table. I just need to put it this way, so I couldn't see it. So what I have to do is obviously mark out all the bits to cut. So it doesn't have to be really one-on-one. So I now need to cut here and cut here and put kind of from here to here, and then we have it here to here. And then we have it like from here. Okay, so this is more or less what we have to do. Okay, but for this I'm gonna need a knife. So this is on the side. Let me get a sharp knife. Try to make some space in here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see. So it's not a very complicated process. It's just a couple of cuts to get rid of excess cardboard. Like I said, the cuts can be a little bit bigger. It's the glue will fill them in. It's not that important, as long as they're not too small. Trying to pop everything out without breaking too much of a cardboard. And let's try out. Before we're gonna glue it, I'm gonna cut the sides, so don't worry. So I need to cut more this side. A little bit this. Like so. And the bottom with the bigger hole on this side. Cool, and once it's kind of fixed, then we can mark our information of how to use this. Because I could design a PCB and order it, but then again, it's like I said, it's yeah, no, that'll do me. So first I'm gonna trim the other one. From the excess plastic. I'm not going to even, I could cut it in here, but it just doesn't matter that much. I have enough storage space. If you're really pressed for storage space, then feel free to cut the proto board. But this is just, it's good enough for my work that I need. Makeshift tools are the best. It's the idea of automation, right? If you're gonna do something a couple of times, you might as well just make a stuff for it. Okay, so we have this, so let's maybe let's make a markings first, because otherwise it's gonna be difficult to draw on it, and I know that from practice. So on large reset and ESP this direction. That'll do. So what we need to do is just add some glue, lots of glue. Lots of good glue, because glue is good. Okay, that should be lots of glue. And let's just put this one over, making sure each visible bit is done. Oh, look at this beauty. Okay, it's not a look at it. Probably need to trim the other one from the other side a little bit, but yeah, I can live with that. Can you live with that? Looks alright. It works. It's like it doesn't have to look alright, but and let's ESP826601 plus FTD1232 flash right there, and this is 1.0. Okay, at some point I might return and make a 2.0, like a nice and smaller, but for now I think this is good enough. Can I try to trim this? Or maybe on the edge of the table so you won't be able to see this. Don't need the glue gun, so I'm just gonna disable the glue gun. And then I'm going to trim a bit of excess cardboard at the edge of the table. Right, and there you have it. So this goes here like this. And these go like this. Oh, one more marking at the bottom. I have to remember the two ones I should not be using. I know they're glued in, but just gonna make a mark that these two are not supposed to be used. So I would remember next time I'm not trying to force anything. And there you go. That should do it. The two dots saying these two are not in use. And next time when I want to program something, I just stick this one. Ooh, stick someone here. Can I stick it here? Oh. Okay, for some reason I think super glue, it wasn't the best idea, as some of the super glue kind of leaked across. So right now I just need to really push it down to break it as super glue. Okay, so yeah, that's how it works. And now when I connect it, ta-da! If I want to reset it, there's a reset button, it blinks here. And if I want to flash it, just turn the flash option and reset it, and it's done. I'm happy with this. I have one more extra small tool to my ESP drawer. I hope it's gonna fit actually. Let's have a look if it's gonna fit in my drawer. Yeah, it will fit. So yeah, that's gonna go here with my programmer, and no longer have to use these cables, which means that they can go from these drawer into my male to female jumper cable. So thanks for you guys. Now stick with me. I see a couple of you watching. I hope you didn't die out of boredom. It's usually when I make projects like this, it's you know, they take time, and you not always know how much time you're gonna spend on these projects. And right now it's 2 hours into it because of my mistakes, and because I've decided to actually not to Dremel out the additional holes, which I probably should have. So definitely get some extra ends for it. The 4x2 rather than 5x2. I remember ordering 5x2 by mistakes. That's why I have them. And yeah, I think you can complete this job within, if you go with the soldering iron, you can complete this job within 2 hours, 40 minutes. I'll write a little bit more about this, and I'm gonna make a schematic so you could, if you want to build it yourself, you could do it. And maybe I'll trip this video into like a shorter version, or actually make a second one, which is gonna be nicer. Don't know yet, but yeah, I'm happy I'm gonna be using this for sure. What else I've got in plans? So I've mentioned the notifications, so I'm gonna be doing a notification video tomorrow when I have a little bit more energy. And what else is coming up? Let me just open my calendar. I'll tell you what else is coming up, because I have got calendar, couple of things coming up. Oh, there's gonna be a couple of reviews. It's gonna be a giveaway, guys. We're gonna have a giveaway for this speaker. There's another giveaway coming. And we have, where's my schedule? So we have giveaway, we have ESP32 OTA articles, so we're gonna have reviews for smart scale and some massaging options and some things about getting fitter with tech. So keep in touch, and you know, I'll let you know when that is out. So if you want to follow me on any social media, do follow me on any social media. And I guess we're gonna conclude this live stream unless you've got any questions. Okay, Alcides maybe. I don't know how to pronounce correctly your name, but thank you. Hope you enjoyed this stream. I know it's a slow pace, but in reality, guys, yes, you work a couple of hours on the small things. So if you're working on a project, it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time. You're gonna make mistakes, and you're gonna fix the mistakes. You're gonna learn a few things. You're gonna learn better to read your own diagrams. But yeah, whenever I'm sharing something in terms of video, I know on the video I'm trying to keep it like in 10 minutes or something, or 10 minutes increments. But in reality, it takes a lot of time. So don't be discouraged if you struggle with something simple like, you know, putting a wire in the right pin or hole for too long, because it takes a long time sometimes, and there's nothing you can do about it. Just persist and finish up the project, because you'll learn that you learn yourself, or you will learn more things if you actually complete the project. So if you abandon the project halfway through, you're gonna get discouraged. You're not going to probably finish. You're not going to revisit similar topics because you know that last time you failed. If you see the project through, then you'll learn new things, and you'll have actually something that you can touch and show. It's like, oh, I did this. It might not look great. Let's face it, this is not a commercial product by any means, but I've made it, like I say, like, oh, you know what, I've spent yesterday evening, and it maybe took me an entire evening or something, but I made my job or work easier next time, and it's going to take me a couple of seconds to do what I want to do next. And you have this satisfaction that is, yeah, this project is done, I've done something extra. So no matter how small it is, always make it see it through the end, because then you've got something to show. If you only solve it here, you don't have anything to remind you of the process, and we all learn by you know, repetitive tasks and making, and that's how it works. So I'm gonna see you guys in the next video, which is probably tomorrow, and it's gonna be a Tasker Star stuff and Node-RED stuff and even Ghost stuff, and I hope you're gonna like it. So thanks so much for staying with me, and I hope you're gonna have a nice evening, afternoon, evening, or whatever time it is out there. Take care. Bye.